Hello guys, in this tutorial we're gonna work with tables, and here we have a couple of examples from Google about Excel tables, and there are two things here to note, except data. We have columns and we have rows. So the same stuff is when you are working with databases. For example, MySQL, you will have columns and you will have rows. But in MySQL and in Excel, those things will kind of be done automatically. But the case with HTML, well, at least very simple core of HTML, we're gonna do stuff manually here, like hard-coded stuff. So let's learn how to do that. First, we must have a general border, table, and also we must close that thing down there. So no any kind of borders right now, like borders around table, because we didn't specify it. But don't worry about that. We need to have rows and columns here first and some data. Right, so these things are just general border, okay? General border. Right, so let's go to rows. How to create rows? Well, we have tr, which is dedicated tag, and down there we are going to close it. So now we have one line and no results because we don't have columns in those rows. So how to create columns? Well, we're gonna use td, we must open it, and also we must close it, and again nothing on the screen because we don't have actually data. So these things in the first tr, in the first row, will be actually names of columns. So basically type of data, something that you need to put in the rest of the table. And we're gonna say name here, and let's copy paste this down there for last name. And now you have those generic names that will explain what kind of stuff you need to put into every row down there you have. So following same logic, for next row we're gonna say tr and the tr, very simple stuff to remember, and inside we're gonna have td for, let's say, Jordan, and of course last name will be Peterson. td, I hope he's well now, great guy, td, and result will be right. Now of course page will not be complete if on a same page, well, you don't have a dude as a Slavoj Žižek, of course, because lobsters. Žižek, there you go, very nice example. Right, so yeah, very smart people. Anyway, one day I will have messy shirt like a Slavoj Žižek, and this time next year we will be millionaires, as they say, like a tractor independent style. Anyway, I'm waffling. So what about borders, like real borders that you can see around these general content? Well, you're gonna use border attribute, and if you don't set any value here, well, still you will have default like a border, but actually that is 1, so no changes here. So if you go to 5 pixels, then result will be a little bit bigger, and maybe some people like those big borders. So there you go. But I'm kind of simple, so I will just roll with 1 pixel for a border, and there you go. Now what about background color for whole table? Can we do that? Yes, with attribute bg color, and then we will say light gray, and result, sorry, light gray. Yeah, there you go, nice, sorry about that. So question is, okay, but this is kind of monotone. Can I have light gray just for these columns, I mean these rows, and the rest of stuff need to be white? Well, sure, we can do that. We're gonna copy paste this line in the first tr, in the first row, and that will get the job done. There you go, kinda nice. And you can use any other color like a English word for it, or a hex value that you can grab from wiki those pages we were mentioning in a couple of first tutorials. Right, so where I was. Yeah, the size of tables. Well, we can set it in pixels and in percents. So let's roll with, let's say, 500 pixels. Width equals 500. You don't need to say px here because it's default. Default number mean pixels, and the result will be pretty much that. And that table will be fixed in a size pretty much not resizable. Can we have it resizable? Yes, we can say 50% of browser width, and there you go. But now the thing is totally resizable. Okay, very cool stuff. So yeah, what's next? Let me think. So what if you want to position this table in a center? Sure, we can use old tag to do that. Center. And outside of table we're gonna have center, let's say here, closing one, and there you go. And because we have pixels here, sorry, percents, that thing will still be resizable, but I'm not doing that with yeah, there you go. Cool stuff. Okay, so next question, how to push this thing to the left? Well, you cannot use right here, you must use align right in table actually. Align equal right, and there you go, everything works and it's still resizable. So let's go to default stuff like left alignment. There you go. Okay guys, next question, how to have a little bit space more around actually those individual elements. Well, here in a table you're gonna say cell, because we are targeting all individual cells. We're gonna say padding. Cell padding equals, let's say, 10 pixels, and now you will have a lot of space around those individual data. Well, what about that cell spacing? Can we do that? Well, cell spacing equals, let's say, 5, and result will be, there you go. So pretty much that's the size between this internal thing and external thing. Probably you notice the difference. Let's say 20. See? Maybe that will get the job done for some of you guys for some reasons, if you don't want to mess around too much with the CSS for now. But in CSS you have much nicer options. Anyway, sometimes this can look, usable. So spacing is from here to here, and padding is from, let's say, top of G to the first border right here. And now if you remove that cell padding, it will be like normal, but still, see, still you'll have that 20% between these borders. So experiment with this a little bit, and if you don't want to mess around, if you don't have a time for that, then just drop that cell spacing and cell padding and roll with the default stuff. Okay, so practice a bit, nothing special here. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Just remember that for every row you can have individual color. Like for last one, for Slavoj, you can go to TR, and here you can say yellow, and there you go, you can have that. Okay guys, that's pretty much it in this tutorial. Just play with the simple stuff, with a simple border, with one BG color. Don't mess around if it's complicated with widths, with cell padding and cell spacing. Roll with the simple stuff, and when you grasp that, then go to complicated stuff in HTML and then switch to CSS. That's it guys, thank you for watching as always, and see you next tutorial.